I'm Leslie. Welcome to Yoga Flow. Today we'll be doing a traditional vinyasa practice. This will be about at an intermediate level. We'll be working on a couple of arm balances and standing balance poses, but it's all around just going to be a general full body practice, which means there'll be side bends, back bends, forward bends, the full range of motion. So we'll just start here seated. Maybe sitting on a folded blanket or sitting on a bolster if that will help you to find the length in your spine. A couple of blocks will be handy for practice today. You might want to have a pair handy if you have them. So let's just start with the hands together at the heart and the eyes closed. So rise your spine up in such a way that you can root down through the sit bones and find an effortless lifting through the spine, and then just start to connect with your breath. So you're breathing through the nose, soft and even and continuous through the nose. Let the shoulders relax down. You're just dropping your attention into this present moment and into your body and observing your breath. We'll be here for about 3 more breaths, so just letting go of the contents of your mind and being completely present here. Release your hands to your knees. We'll move through a cat-cow from here. So inhale and arch your spine forward, lifting your chest. Exhale, round back through the spine, drawing the chin down. Inhale, shoulders back, heart forward. Exhale, lengthening through the back of your body. One more time. Inhale, take it forward. And exhale, back. And then let's come change this seat here so that we have the feet forward and the hands just behind you. We're going to come eventually into a reverse tabletop, but for now we'll just continue to move through the spine in this cat-cow shape. So rounding down on the exhale. Inhale, you're lifting up through the heart. Roll to the front edge of the sit bones. Exhale, let the spine just roll down. Inhale, spine lifts. Exhale, spine just comes downwards like a hammock. And inhale, lift. Now this time as you lift on the inhale, you push into the feet and lift your hips all the way up. And exhale, let the hips come down. Turn your hands out just a little bit more. Inhale, lift the hips up again. Reach your right arm up and over. Exhale, take the right hand down, lower the hips. Inhale, the left arm reaches up as the hips come up. Exhale, the left hand comes down. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Now lift your left leg and tap hand to foot. Lower the foot, lower the hand, lower the hips. And then hips come up, left arm reaches up, tap the right foot up to the hand. Lower the foot, lower the left hand, lower the hips. Reach your arms forward. Roll your spine down to the ground. Bend the knees and hug them in towards you. Arms out to the side. And just let your legs sway from side to side with your breath. So your arms are out in a big T shape, and as you inhale, your knees come up. And as you exhale, your legs come over to the side. The legs do not need to come all the way down to the ground. That might be a little too aggressive of a twist for now. So just let the legs come over as far as you're comfortable coming into the twist, and then just bring them right back up again. Let's do one more to each side. Remember, you're syncing this up with the breath. And then the knees come up. Reach the legs up into the air, reach the arms back behind you, and start to circle around through your feet. Circle the other way. Okay. So let's lift the head, reach the right arm up, start to lower the right leg down and tap right hand to left foot. You're even hovering your left shoulder blade, hover the head, and then switch your arms and legs mid-air. So you keep the shoulder blades and the head hovering off the ground, and you're just alternating, tapping one hand to the opposite foot, keeping the legs and the arms long, side to side here. Go one more time each side. And lower everything down. Send the knees all down towards you. And then hold on to the back of the legs and start to walk forward and back a few times. Get a little bit of momentum going here. So also massaging through the spine. Go one more time back. And next time you come forward, cross your shins and come down onto all fours. So bringing the hands under your shoulders, the knees under your hips, and again, just cat-cow, getting some fluidity in the spine here. Push the hands into the floor as you round, and arch on the inhale. Tailbone tilts up. Shoulder blades down the back one more time. Exhale to round. Pause here through all fours. Okay. Reach your right arm forward and your left arm. Right arm forward, left leg back. For dog pose, exhale, hand and knee to the floor. And then left arm and the right leg reach away from each other. Exhale down to the floor. One more time, right arm, left leg extends. Exhale, take it down. You're engaging the core here. Inhale, left arm, right leg. And exhale down. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog. So we're going to do a similar action here from downward dog, but it's really only a partial down dog. So shift, actually let's lift the right leg up into the air. Shift halfway forward, not quite into plank pose, and lift the right foot down, and then come back to just a downward dog. Hips are reaching back behind you. Just take a breath. Lift the left leg behind you, shift just halfway forward towards plank, but not quite, and then reach the right arm forward. Place the hand down, place the left foot down, downward dog. Inhale, your right leg rises all the way behind you. We're moving on. Step the right foot through between your hands and inhale, your arms rise up to Anjaneyasana. Circle the arms down. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Look up, reach up. Exhale, circle the arms down. And last time. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, hands come down. Send your hips back over your left knee as you straighten the right leg. Hands can be on blocks here if that would be helpful. I'll show you what this looks like with the blocks. So the blocks will be under your hands are under the shoulders, and your front leg, your right leg is straight, and you're flexing the ankle. So you pull the ball of the right foot up off of the floor. Let's come back forward into this front foot. Step back to plank pose, inhale. Lower the knees down, lower all the way down to the belly for cobra pose, tops of the feet down. Inhale, rise up through the upper body. You can stay low to the ground if you'd like. Exhale, back to all fours. Okay, downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg rises high behind you. Exhale, your left foot steps between your hands. Lower the back knee. Inhale, your arms rise up, Anjaneyasana. Circle the arms down. Let them dangle down in front of you, and then inhale, pull them forward and up. Exhale, circle them wide and down. Inhale, forward and up. And exhale, let the arms come all the way down, hands to the floor. Shift your hips back, straighten your left leg. Flex at the ankle so the ball of the foot is off the floor, and you're pushing out through the inner ball of your foot like you're stepping on a gas pedal. The leg doesn't need to be completely straight, but it's mostly straight. Shift back forward into your front foot. Step back, plank pose, inhale. Lower the knees and come all the way down to the ground. Tops of the feet down. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Smooth, even breaths through the nose. Maybe you're finding an ujjayi breath here, so it's a slight constriction to the back of your throat. And it's like you're breathing in through a smaller straw, so it creates a little bit more suction action in your lungs, and it opens up the base of your lungs. So your breath will take on a whispering quality. You should be able to hear your breath as you breathe through the nose. Look forward, walk your feet to the top of the mat. Fold in your Uttanasana. Hands can be on blocks here if that would be helpful. Let's take one more breath here in our forward fold. And then push into the feet. Bend the knees softly, rise up to stand. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. And exhale, hands to the heart. Here we go for full vinyasa practice. Lower the arms down, push into the feet. Inhale, reach up through the arms. Exhale, come forward and down, Uttanasana. Bend your knees, inhale, lengthen halfway forward. Step the right foot back, lower the knee. Inhale, arms rise up, Anjaneyasana. Hands touch down to the floor. Step back, plank pose, and flow through your vinyasa. You can do full chaturanga or knees down. You can do cobra or upward facing dog on the inhale, and then downward facing dog on the exhale. Stay here for a moment and breathe. Push the hands into the floor. Spread your fingers. And try to hug your outer upper arm bones in, but widen your inner upper arm bones out. So there's an opposing action here. And I'm just trying to find some space in your shoulders. So your triceps hug in and rotate down, and your biceps rotate up. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Uttanasana at the back of the mat. Push into your feet. Bend your knees a lot. Rise up to Utkatasana, chair pose. The Sanskrit name Utkatasana also means intense pose. We're getting some fire going in the legs, some heat. The weight is in your heels, your low belly is pulled back, the fingertips reach up. And then exhale, take it forward and down. Now lift your right leg up behind you. Not quite into standing splits just yet. We're not quite warmed up for that. So have your fingertips on the floor, and you're more in a modified warrior 3. So your back leg is reaching back about parallel to the floor. The toes point down with the ankle flexed. And then walk your hands forward into a 3-legged dog. Your right leg is still high up in the air. Step the right foot between your hands. Rise up to crescent warrior. Inhale. Pause here. Take one more breath. Lower your hands to the floor. All right, left hand stays down. Inhale, right arm opens up. Twist. Take the outer edge of your back foot down and step your right foot back to a side plank. Now you can have the foot on the floor in front of you, your top foot on the floor in front of you for a little more support, or you have your legs straight and stacked. Keep the hips high. Keep the left biceps rotated forward. And then bend the right knee, place the foot to the floor behind you. Lift the hips up, push into the ball of the foot, and lift up, lean back, wild thing. Slowly lower the hips all the way down to the ground. So you're seated facing the back of your mat. Bring the hands to the floor just behind you. Rotate your fingers slightly out. So you can do either a reverse table with your knees bent, or reverse plank with your legs straight. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, and then straighten your arms and lift your hips off the floor. My gaze is up and not back, but that's my preference. Lower the hips down. and more to protect the cervical spine. So bend the right knee, place the foot on the floor. Rotate your left fingers forward. Lift the hips back up into wild thing. Reach up and out through your top arm. And then roll back around three-legged dog, lifting the right leg high up in the air. Step the right foot between your hands. Inhale, lower your back heel. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. All right, back heel is pressing down. The outer edge of the back foot is connected to the floor. Big bend in your front knee. One more breath here. Lower your hands to the floor. Level your hips out, find a runner's lunge, and then just step forward, Uttanasana. Let the head release down. Push into the feet and rise up to stand. Inhale, arms rise up overhead and hands to your heart. Exhale. All right, other side. Arms lower by your side. Push into the feet. Inhale, reach up through the arms. Exhale, come forward and down. Uttanasana, fingertips to the floor. Bend your knees even more. Inhale, lengthen halfway forward. Step the left foot back, lower the knee down. Inhale, your arms rise up to Anjaneyasana. Exhale, your hands come to the floor. Step back, plank pose. Flow through your vinyasa. Head of the arm bones hover as you lower. Inhale, scoop yourself up to up dog or cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Feet are symmetrical, hands are symmetrical, fingers are spread. Push the floor away from you. Reach your hips back. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Uttanasana. And then bend your knees, weight is in your heels. Rise up through your arms. Utkatasana, chair pose. Try to minimize the back bend here. So move the sides of your waistline back and your tailbone down. Exhale, fold it forward. Take your left leg back behind you, about parallel to the floor. Fingertips are on the floor under your shoulders. Reach the spine forward. You can have a soft bend in your standing leg here if you need to. And then walk your hands forward into three-legged dog. Left leg is lifted high. And then step the left foot between your hands. Back heel down. Or actually, don't bring the heel down just yet. We're going to come up to crescent warrior. Inhale, the arms rise up. Pause here for another breath. Inhale. And exhale. Now the hands come to the floor and your left arm lifts up. Twist. We're going to come into side plank again. So bring your right hand, just the heel of the hand, just very slightly forward of the wrist, of the shoulder, that is. Heel of the right hand slightly forward of the shoulder. Take the outer edge of the right foot down and step your front foot back to side plank, Vashisthasana. So you have your right bicep muscle rotating forward, lifting up through the hips. And then bend your top knee, place that foot to the floor behind you. Inhale, lift up a little higher through the hips, wild thing. You're kind of lifting up and curling back, and then lower your hips down to the floor. Hands come to the floor just behind you. Fingers are slightly rotated out. By the way, you can do a half reverse plank, half tabletop with one foot on the floor. Maybe a full reverse plank is too much for you. So you can do both knees bent or both legs straight or a little bit of both. So if the legs are straight, pin them together, draw the shoulders back, lift through the heart, lift your hips. Purvottanasana. Breathe here, point your toes forward. Lower your hips down. Rotate your right fingers forward. Bring the left foot to the floor with the knee bent. Let's lift the hips. Inhale, lift up through your left arm, curl up and back. Rotate back around with your left leg high in the air. Three-legged dog. Step the left foot between your hands. Lower your back heel down. Rise up, warrior one. So try to descend your tailbone and lift through the lower belly. It's more of an energetic lift than it is a clenching of the abdominal muscles. Lower the hands to the floor. Step forward, inhale. Exhale, fold downwards, Uttanasana. Take another breath here, inhale. Exhale. Push into the feet. Bend the knees softly, rise all the way up to stand. We're going to repeat that sequence, but I'm going to add a few more poses or a few more variations to it. So lower the arms down by your side. Inhale, reach out and up overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward and down, Uttanasana. Lengthen halfway forward, inhale. Step the right foot back, lower the knee. Inhale, the arms rise up to Anjaneyasana. Hands come to the floor, and you step back. You move through your vinyasa. Remember, knees down is always optional. Head of the arm bones back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Smooth, even breathing here through the nose. Walk your hands back to your feet. Push into your feet, come all the way up to stand this time. Arms come up overhead, and as the hands come to your heart, lift your right foot up and place that right foot into tree. I'm just going to angle myself slightly towards you so you can see a little better. So the right foot is either at the inner shin, or you can hold on to the ankle and bring the foot all the way up to the inner thigh. It might be a little more wobbly the higher your foot goes, so feel free to keep the foot a little closer to the floor. And then let's bring the arms up into a cactus pose or a goalpost shape. Just be careful you're not locking your standing knee. Inhale here and reach your spine up towards the ceiling, and exhale, let's twist towards the right knee. Come back through center, inhale. Exhale and twist. So notice I'm not just moving my left arm towards my right knee. I'm keeping my elbows wide, twisting from the spine. Exhale as you twist. Inhale as you come forward. Lower your arms. Point your right knee forward. And then swing your right leg up behind you. And now standing splits, hands come down, crown of the head is directed downwards. Walk your hands forward, three-legged dog. Keep the right hip high. Step the right foot between your hands. Inhale, rise up to crescent warrior. Exhale to warrior two. Lower your back heel. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And now side angle pose. Bring the forearm to the thigh and the top arm reaches up and over. If you want to bring your right hand down to a block or to the floor, that will require a little more space in this right hip socket here. So if you're just not there quite yet, keep the forearm on the thigh. Hand to block is a nice sort of intermediate position. Keep some engagement to the outer right hip. Reach out through the top arm and push down into your back foot. Weight is in your front heel. Let's rise back up and reverse your warrior. Inhale here. Exhale, windmill your hands to the floor. Level your hips out. Reach the right arm up and twist. Inhale. Take the outer edge of the back foot down. Now step the right foot back to side plank or place your top foot up into tree pose. Top foot is at the inner thigh of your bottom leg. And then bring the top foot to the floor behind you. Press the ball of the foot down. Lift up through the hips. Inhale, wild thing. You're reaching up and back through your top arm. And then lower the hips down nice and slow to the floor. Bring both hands just back behind you. Rotate the fingers out. Either knees bent or legs straight. Shoulders roll back. Inhale, lift the hips. Purvottanasana. One more breath here. Lower the hips down, exhale. Right knee bends, foot to the floor. Rotate your left fingers forward. Inhale, lift up to wild thing. Lift the hips high. Rotate back around, keeping the right leg high in the air, three-legged dog. And then step the right foot forward. Lower your back heel, warrior one. Arms reach up. Keep some weight pushing into the outer edge of the back foot. If this is too much for your low back, there's a little bit of a back bend here, but there's not really meant to be. You need to take the back bend out of it. You do that by lifting through the low belly, lengthening your tailbone down. It takes a little effort. And then let's lower the hands to the floor. Step the back foot forward, inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana. The head just release here. Push into the feet, bend the knees a little bit, rise up to stand, arms reach up overhead, hands to your heart, exhale. Pause here, close your eyes, take one breath, inhale. Exhale, lower the arms down. Push into the feet, inhale, rise up through the arms, exhale, forward and down, Uttanasana. Bend the knees, inhale, lengthen halfway forward, inhale. Left foot steps back, lower the knee. Inhale, arms rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back to plank pose, inhale. Shift forward, lower chaturanga. Isometrically drag the hands back as you bend the elbows. Lift up on the inhale to up dog or cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Two more breaths here in downward dog, actively pushing the floor away. That's going to help get some space in the shoulders. You're not just dumping the shoulders down, you're pressing out of them by pushing into the hands, reaching your hips back. And then walk the hands back to your feet, Uttanasana. Push down into the feet, bend the knees a little bit, rise up to stand, arms come up at the top. Hands to your heart, exhale, and now let's bring the left foot up into tree pose. Remember, you decide how high the foot comes up the leg. Either it's at the inner shin or the inner thigh. Try not to press the foot against the inner knee though. I'm looking at you and I'm losing my balance, so I'm going to just look forward. So let's bring the arms out into cactus pose. Now when we twist, that's going to throw off our balance a little bit. So see if you can stay with this here. So twist to the left. Keep your gaze very steady. That helps to keep your balance steady. Inhale back through center. Exhale, twist to the left. You're twisting from your spine, from your waistline, not just by moving your arms around. Back through center, inhale. Your arms just remain steady. They're just going along with the twist here. Exhale, last one. Back through center. And then point the left knee forward. Swing the leg up into the air behind you as the hands come down, standing splits. Walk the hands forward to three-legged dog, keeping the left leg high, and then step the left foot between your hands. Inhale, let's rise up to crescent warrior. Exhale to warrior two. Lower your back heel. Keep a 90-degree bend in your front knee. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale to side angle pose, Parsvakonasana. Forearm can be on the thigh here, or I'm going to grab my block. Left hand can be on a block under your shoulder. Your top arm reaches up and over. You push into your back foot. You lengthen through the crown of the head. And most importantly, you breathe. Push into the front heel, rise up, reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands to the floor. Stay in the lunge. Left arm lifts up, twist. Now we want to make sure that the right hand isn't behind the shoulder. It's either directly under or maybe even half an inch forward of the shoulder. Come onto the outer edge of your back foot. And then bring your left foot up into a tree pose variation of side plank, or stack your legs, or have your bottom knee down for support. You decide how you want to express this pose here. And then top foot comes to the floor behind you. Push into the ball of the foot, straighten your bottom leg, lift your hips up, 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 look up, lean back, look towards the wall in front of you. And then slowly lower the hips down. You're facing the back of the mat again. Reverse plank, straighten the legs or bend the knees. Fingertips rotate out a little bit, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the hips, point the toes forward. Look up or look forward. You can look back if you want to. I don't prefer that for the neck. Lower the hips down. Left fingers point forward. Sorry, right fingers point forward. Left foot to the floor behind you. Lift the hips up, inhale, wild thing. Reach up, reach back. Rotate around to three-legged dog with the left leg up in the air. Step the left foot between your hands. Lower the back heel, warrior one. Inhale, rise the arms. Root into the outer edge of your back foot. Keep the low belly in an upward lifting action. Lower the hands to the floor. Step forward, Uttanasana. And then push into the feet and rise up to stand. Arms reach up at the top. Hands to the heart, exhale. Pause here for one more breath, inhaling and exhale. Okay, we're going to go one more time through, slightly different. Again, lower the arms by your side, push into your feet, inhale, reach. Exhale, forward and down. Bend the knees a lot, lengthen halfway, inhale. Right foot steps back, lower the knee. Inhale, the arms rise up to Anjaneyasana. Hands come to the floor. Step back, plank pose. Flow through your vinyasa. So it could be knees down, chaturanga, it could be straight legs, it could be cobra or upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Make each breath count. So it's a complete inhale. Even observe the pause at the top of the inhale, and then it's a complete exhale. And observe the pause at the end of the exhale. Walk your hands back to your feet. Push into your feet, rise up to stand, arms reach up at the top. Hands to your heart. Okay. I'm going to try another balance pose. So this one I'm going to give you lots of options. This pose may not be for everybody, especially the full pose. So I'm just angling my body to you a little bit so you can see a little bit better. So Utthita Hasta Padangustasana, you hold the knee out to the side. This is a variation 1. Variation 2, if you have a strap handy, place the strap around the foot and hold the strap in your right hand. That's your connection. Variation 3, your right arm comes down the inside of the leg, hold the big leg's toe, and then lift the spine up, and then if you can straighten the leg, this is your full pose, and the leg is out to the side, the left hand can be on the hip, and you're descending the right hip, outer hip down, lifting up through the spine. Now let's bring the right leg forward. And you'll release the toe or the strap if you have it, and you'll send the right leg up into the air as the hands come down, standing splits. Inhale here. Walk the hands forward, three-legged dog. Step the right foot between your hands. Inhale, rise up to crescent. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Straighten your front leg, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Hand can be on block or on your shin or on the floor if you have that kind of space in your hips for now. But if hand on the floor creates compression and it makes it a little more challenging to breathe, bring the hand up higher. Most important thing is that your breath is smooth and even, and you feel a sense of expansion. This is an expanding pose. Rise up and bend the knee. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. Windmill your hands to the floor. Lunge. Right arm reaches up. Twist. Take the outer edge of the left foot down. Now, next version for side plank is always optional. You can come back to regular side plank, or grab onto the big toe of your right foot, and then peel your foot up off the floor. Maybe the knee stays bent, or maybe the leg straightens up. Full version, Vashisthasana. Keep the hips high. Try to pull the leg slightly back towards the back plane of your body, and then release the toe. Place the foot down behind you. Inhale, lift up the hips, wild thing. Lower the hips nice and slow down to the ground. Reverse plank. Hands to the floor behind you. Fingers point out. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, and then lift the hips. One more breath. Lower the hips down. Right hand to the floor behind you. Right foot to the floor. Left hand, the fingers point forward, right foot to the floor. And then you push into the right foot, lift your hips up, inhale. Rotate around with your right leg up in the air, three-legged dog. Step the right foot between your hands, lower the back heel, warrior one. Arms rise up. We're going to call this our resting pose. That side plank to reverse plank gets the heart rate going. So just let yourself pause here for a moment. Tailbone drawing down. Lower belly lifting. And then hands come to the floor. Step forward, Uttanasana. Let yourself rest here for a moment. And then bend into your knees, push down into the feet, rise up to stand, arms reach up. Hands to the heart, exhale. Good news. We got only one more side to go on the left leg, and then we're going to take this down. So you can do this. Here we go. Lower the arms down, exhale. Push into the feet, inhale, rise up. Exhale, take it forward and down, Uttanasana. Bend the knees, lengthen halfway forward, inhale. Left foot steps back, lower the knee down. Inhale, the arms rise up. Hands come to the floor. Step back, plank pose, last time, vinyasa, shift forward, lower halfway down, inhale, scoop yourself up into your back bend, exhale into downward facing dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Push down into your feet, bend your knees a little bit, rise up to stand, arms reach up at the top, and hands come to your heart, exhale. Okay, working on that final balance pose. So either holding onto the left knee out to the side, option one, or a strap comes around the left foot and you hold the strap in your hand. Boy, my balance is not so good on this side today. It happens. So holding the strap with the leg out to the side, option two. Option three, reach down inside the leg, grab the big toe, but stay upright once you've got the toe. Stay upright in the spine. Or option four, extend the leg out to the left, and the right hand can be on the hip here. Now lift up through the heart. You're kind of trying to turn the left toes slightly back and peel up, almost like you're trying to come into a little back bend from the upper back here. Let's take the left leg forward. Release the toe, swing the leg up and back behind you, hands come down, standing splits. Walk your hands forward, three-legged dog. Step the left foot between your hands. Rise up to crescent, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. All right. Reach up through the left arm, reverse your warrior, inhale here. Straighten your front leg, triangle pose, Trikonasana, left hand to shin or block or the floor. Right arm is lengthening up, get expansive here. Expand the spine, expand your limbs, expand your breath. Bend your front knee, reverse your warrior inhale. Exhale, windmill your hands to the floor. Lunge. Left arm lifts, twist. Okay. Double check that the right hand is very slightly forward of the shoulder, like a ½ inch at the most. We really want to set a stable foundation for this arm balance. So take the outer edge of your right foot down. Hold the big toe of your left foot. And as you lean back, pick the foot up, either keeping the knee bent, pick the knee up, or straighten the leg up. And if this is still too much, you can always place that foot down for some support. Lift up, lean back, and then release the foot to the floor behind you. Push into the ball of the foot, lift your hips up, curl up and back. Last time, wild thing. Slowly lower your hips all the way down so you're seated facing the back. If side or reverse plank is getting to be just too much for your shoulders, do a reverse tabletop. It's quite a bit softer, about 50% softer. Otherwise, your legs are straight. Fingers are slightly turned out. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, lift your hips. One more breath. Lower the hips down. Left foot to the floor behind you. Right fingertips point forward. Lift the hips up. Wild thing. Rotate yourself around, three-legged dog. Left leg up in the air. Left foot steps between your hands, back foot down, rise up, warrior one. Arms reach up. One more breath here. Lower the hands to the floor. And then just step your back foot forward, widen your feet out, turn your toes out, and come into a squat. We're going to start taking this down. Base of your skull is lifting up. And then just bring your bottom all the way down to the floor. I'm just going to turn to face you here. We're going to take the legs out wide into a straddle. So we did quite a bit of opening up through the inner edge of the legs. We did a few poses that will facilitate that. So we're going to stay with that for a moment, coming into a Upavista Konasana. So your feet are pointed up, your ankles are flexed, your knees caps point up. Root the sit bones down, take the flesh back and away from your sit bones, lift the spine up, and exhale, you walk yourself forward. Now we're all very, very different as far as flexibility and even where flexibility is expressed in the body. For some people, this is your pose. And as long as you're feeling a lengthening through the inner hamstrings, you're doing the pose perfectly. For other people, they might get their belly all the way down to the floor. I'm somewhere in the middle. So we're all going to look very different. It's fine. Where you are is fine. But I want you to not lock the back of the knees and keep some muscular engagement in your thighs. This isn't all about how far you can get to the floor. It's how you can find integrity in the body even as you work on creating space and length. So integrity. Sthira Sukham comes from the Yoga Sutras, and it informs us how we perform asana. Sthira is with support or integrity, and Sukham is with ease. I'm looking for both. Let's come back up. Walk your hands in. Inhale. And we'll find a twist here. So I'm going to mirror you. You're going to wrap your right leg, tuck the right leg under. Sorry, I said I was going to mirror you. Take your left leg under, and your right leg comes up and over. So we want to get both sit bones more or less equally down. If these are my sit bones, one isn't higher than the other. Notice how your right hip wants to be a little higher. So you can sit on a folded blanket if that will help to level your hips out. Or you can even bring the right foot to the floor in front of you. From here, we're going to twist. So hug the right leg in, lift up the spine, and then take the right hand behind you and twist to the right. Keep hugging this left leg in. You can hook the elbow outside the knee if you want, or you can just wrap the arm around the leg and hug it in. Whatever feels, whichever of those two variations with the arm is common to you today. Keep rooting the sit bones down, keep lengthening up through the spine. And then you unwind the twist, hands to the floor behind you, and we're going to do a crab crawl around to the other side. It's just kind of a fun. Think of like if we were doing kids yoga, this is what they would do. So I'm going to mirror you. Bring your hands over to the left. And then as you just pivot around on your feet, you walk your hands around. Your feet keep pivoting around, and then voila, here you are on the other side. So you have your right leg tucked under and your left leg tucked up and over. So you're hugging the left leg in, getting both of your sit bones to root down. And then wrap your right arm around your left leg, bring your left hand to the floor behind you. Push into your left hand, inhale, lift up through the spine, and exhale, let's twist to the left. Come back through center. Now lean back and just unwind your legs. Okay, sit in the middle of your mat, roll your spine down to the ground. Hug the knees in towards you. We'll just do one brief outer hip stretch. So cross the right thigh over the left. Slide your hands down your outer shins, and your hands stop wherever they stop. So maybe it's mid-shin, maybe your hands stop at the outer ankles, or maybe the outer edges of your feet. You're widening your shins apart. Should be stretching through the outer right hip and spine. Let's release the legs and wrap them around the other way. Left thigh on top. Hands slide down the outer shins to wherever it is that they stop. And you'll find that one side is likely tighter than the other. That is common. I wouldn't say it's ideal. Ideally in yoga, we're trying to find some symmetry and space in the body and strength and purification. But mostly we're working with the mind and with getting the mind steady and focused. So let's release the legs on this side, place the feet on the floor here. Just bring the feet wide and the knees together. Let the hands rest on your belly. Pause here for a moment. We're just letting the low back just kind of fan out here in the area around the sacrum, giving it lots of space. And then bring your feet back to hips distance and set up for your Shavasana. Face forward. Your arms by your side. Slightly angle the arms away from your body. And turn the palms up. Feel free to place a bolster or a folded blanket under your legs here. Close your eyes. Let your breath just be smooth and natural here. Let the physical body just really soften and melt down to the floor. Start to release any tension or gripping in the body. With every breath, you drop in a little bit deeper to this present moment experience. The thoughts will come and go, but you are more interested in being present with your breath and being in your body. And then you'll begin to wiggle into your fingers, move around through the wrist, wiggle into the toes. Then bend your knees and hug the legs in towards you, or you can keep the feet on the floor. Roll over to one side, please. And press yourself up to seated. Hands come together at the heart. Close your eyes one more time, just checking in with how you feel physically, how you feel mentally, and how you feel energetically. And bow the head to your heart and lift your gaze. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today.